The wreck of a ship that sank more than 200 years ago. It was one of the UK's worst maritime disasters. Not a huge amount of known about it, but this ship has now been given special protection by the government.
Well, it was captained by John Wordsworth, the brother of the renowned romantic poet William Wordsworth, and sank off the coast of Weymouth in Dorset in 1805. Now, more than 200 people died. From Weymouth, our correspondent Duncan Kennedy reports.
This is the story of tragedy, great riches, heroism and poetry. And it all revolves around this ship, the Earl of Abergavenny, that floundered in these waters off Dorset more than 200 years ago.
Yes, this is the maritime gallery in here.
David Carter has spent 40 years diving on the wreck of the vessel. He says it was en route from Portsmouth to China when it hit a sandbank in a storm off the shores of Weymouth.
Even by the standards of the day, just how big a tragedy was this?
This was an enormous tragedy that went right across the country. There were 250 people died. It was human error, the conditions of the storm, of the night, and everything coming together, causing the perfect storm.
The Earl of Abergavenny was not only a revolutionary design, incorporating metal into its wooden frame, but the captain was someone special too. The clue to his identity lies in these gold cufflinks with the initials JW. They stand for John Wordsworth. He was the brother of William Wordsworth, the renowned romantic poet. William's grief over John's death changed his poetry forever.
The ship lies in 50 feet of water, about a mile off the coast here in Weymouth. But this isn't just a story about a huge loss of life. The vessel was also carrying 62 chests of silver bullion, worth around £7 million in today's money.
The bullion has been lost to antiquity, but these artefacts have been recovered from a wreck that's today been given special protected status. The personal, clutched from the perils of the deep.
Why is it important to remember this ship?
This vessel is the finest and largest of the East India Company ships, and the scheduling will enable it to be protected. It is quite unique.
The government has worked with Historic England to create this protected status. It means people can still dive on the wreck, but must leave its contents in place. A unique submerged exhibit held by the waves for posterity. Duncan Kennedy, BBC News in Weymouth.
Oh, what a poignant story, how it affects his brother's poetry.
Yeah.
Lovely.